Well, Paul Dano is back, this time with less jokes, but more facts. We're getting into the review of the new film, Dumb Money. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. And today we're going to be reviewing the new film Dumb Money, which has a very interesting release. It has released already in some places September 15th, October 6th, September 22nd. So it has limited releases. It has a full-blown theatrical release. Nonetheless, Dumb Money is on the way. Brought to you by Columbia Pictures, a Sony company here. Now, Paul Dano, you may recently have seen in The Batman as the Riddler. And as I mentioned, this time, no jokes, all facts here, because he is playing the character Keith Gill, which is based on a true story, by the way. So, nonetheless, it is about the story of, do y'all remember that GameStop stock little phenomena that was going on back in the day, about 2020, not that far ago. But yes, it's just a story about the GameStop stock and sort of the David versus Goliath tale of where a bunch of folks rallied together to really give a big FU to all of those hedge fund companies and Wall Street. So as a person who don't know too much about stocks here, I gotta say, this film truly was not only comedic in times I was not expecting it to be comedic, but very informative. Like, learned a bunch of new vocabulary and learned a lot more about how this actually worked and operated, with just an amazing cast up and down the board. Again, I mentioned Paul Dano, Pete Davidson, Vincent D'Onofrio, America Ferrera, Anthony Ramos, Sebastian Stan, Seth Rogen. I mean, come on now. And like, I'm going to say that the names that I mentioned that you would expect to be funny in this wasn't. I'm queuing in on Seth Rogen right here. He absolutely showed a little something different here for me. I was expecting him to just be him and get those one-liners in and whatnot, but no. Much like anybody that was, anybody who was attached to any of those big hedge funds, it was not a funny time for them, and so it wasn't means for him to have to be funny. But like, yeah, again, this goes back to 2020 when pretty much TikTok, YouTube, and all social media, and all pretty much the average, Joe Smo, the middle class, everybody rallied together to invest into GameStop and really flip the markets on its head. It was something that we had not seen before. And Paul Dano's character, Keith Gill, aka Roaring Kitty, if you may have heard here, was truly the centerpiece to all of this. So, it was about very much just the moments of throwing money at the stock market, throwing money at this stock, just to see what would happen. And also, which I forgot was also a very big part of this story, was Robinhood, the Robinhood app, and how they were involved in sort of the success, but ultimately the moments of corruption as well too, because you already know all those folks, all those rich folks weren't going to allow this to go forever. It's always the case. And they didn't explore too much at the end where they kind of give you an update in terms of how this all really played out. You see that the rich stay rich and the poor stay poor, because that's just kind of how it is. They definitely cover all of that. But like, just to see how Robinhood's involvement in all of this was definitely kind of mind-blowing to me, because I had no clue. But yeah, you do get different vantage points and perspectives from very normal middle-class Americans. So you got a nerd, you got somebody who actually works at GameStop, you got two college kids, like, you're getting it all. And then obviously you're getting from Keith, who's in the basement being the lead, the lead soldier in this campaign here. So, much like, have you seen a movie like Social Network? It gave me that type of vibes, giving you information and perspectives about a story that you may have heard of, but like really getting into the nitty gritty, you know. And I thought they did a really good job. I really enjoyed this film a lot more than I thought I was. Pete Davidson was really, really good in this. I was not expecting to like him as much as I did. Pete plays Gill's brother. Gill's brother. I can't even talk. Plays Keith's brother in Kevin, and Kevin is definitely like at a time his cheerleader, but also his biggest hater. But like, you know, nonetheless, seeing the person that was this by his side, no matter what it was, and you know, I thought that like seeing it from so many different points, I thought gave like a level of legitimacy to this here, because you see how it really like just affected everybody. Like, I guess for myself, and obviously being alive during this time and whatnot, you hear about the GameStop stock and you're just like, oh, whatever. It sounds like a pyramid scheme and whatnot. And you hear people talking about making real money, and you're hearing people telling people to hold and stay strong, and you're learning all these different things about this in the movie. But to me, like, it definitely was a rally in the campaign that I wish I was a part, not just because of financial gain from it, but because like it was a moment where everybody got together and was able to do something that may never be done again. It truly was everybody telling Wall Street like, F you, you know, we run this when we need to. But obviously the rich stay rich, as I mentioned. Diamond hands, there's a word I learned there. But yeah, again, like I said, very informative, much like the Social Network movie. And obviously, if you don't know what dumb money is, I mean, everybody has like their own saying of what dumb money is, but there is actually like a legitimate like definition behind it in terms of how people use it. But like, yeah, folks had dumb money in this, and it was a good film. So, check it out. I think a couple of reasons to check this out is for the cast performances. There's definitely a lot of laughs coming from Pete Davidson. But I think there's like a sense of community seeing folks like America Ferrera's character Jenny, who's a nurse who is struggling, trying to make a couple of extra dollars and whatnot, and you're just seeing how folks were getting their involvement with. And then Anthony Ramos' character Marcus, who works at GameStop, who ain't really making any type of money, and his supervisor's pretty much a prick. But seeing that, like, how he gained confidence throughout this, and you know, wanting to like really stand for himself and be a part of something, and how the whole world is tuning in to Keith, or should I say Roaring Kitty, in terms of what he did. And it's just really amazing to see the power of social media in a way that this one person was able to rally everybody up together to send the stock market in a direction it had never ever done. So the GME stock, I don't know if anybody's still investing into it. I doubt it. But man, I can tell you one thing. If something like this happens again, you can count me in. But nonetheless, check out Dumb Money, which is based on an insane true story. And whatever your market is, because there's so many different release dates. Again, September 15th, September 22nd, September 29th, October 6th. You have an array of choices to go check this out, but nonetheless, you want to do so. Jump in the comments, let me know your thoughts when you do. And as always, stay tuned for more reviews very soon.